Yeah, they don't give you much room for error. I thought Van Fleet showed you why I think he's one of the top 2 3-point guards in the country. I mean, you can't. I mean, he's almost flawless. 6 for 6, 10 for 10, 8 rebounds, 22 points, 6 assists, 1 turnover. Thought he was terrific. The rebounding obviously was a factor. The out-rebounded us by 17. But, when we were battling back, I think it was single digits in the second half. And we had, I think we had 4 guys boxing out. 1 guy didn't box out. They got the rebound, scored. We come down. We had a soft entry. They steal a dunk. They just capitalized just like that and got it back up to 13. They're phenomenal at capitalizing on your mistakes, and they just don't leave you much room for error.
Tough to measure yourself in this conference as a team that might be number 1 or number 2 in the country.
Well, it's where you want to be. I mean, I told our guys. I mean, you want to be on this stage. I thought for anybody who was in that arena, you just, whether it's recruits that were here, whatever, you just say, what if? When we get this thing going, that atmosphere, I mean, to have that kind of crowd, you just want that night in and night out. And but for, there's a reason they don't leave much to chance. I mean, there's a play specifically that illustrates and sums up Wichita. And it was a rebound when we were still, I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes left. We're trying to battle. Tequil Cotton just ripped it out of our hands. And just ripped it out of our hands. And that was, that kind of symbolizes how they play. I mean, they just found a way to win, find ways to win. And, they're very, very good.
They're so balanced, so many weapons.
Yeah.
Coming into this game, what did you think you had to do that?
Well, I know Baker was really hot. He came off his career high. Early really hurt us there. I mean, we know they're big 3, and it's hard to keep them down. I mean, when one guy, that's a sign of a good team. If you have one guy's not playing well, you got to go. They didn't have anybody not play well, but Van Fleet was phenomenal. 22. Early had 18 in 21 minutes. I mean, But then I thought, Carter off the bench. I thought their bigs just physically powered our bigs. I thought Carter had a nice game for him. That rebounding margin was a telltale. But they have a lot of different weapons. I mean, a lot of guys. But there's a lot of talented teams in the country. So you just don't want to say, oh, they're talented. Well, there's a lot of talented teams. They're talented and they're special with their intangibles. Just the toughness part of it. Here's 2. Last game, they had 23 points off of turnovers and 10 off of offensive rebounds, second chance. So that was 33. So we were focusing on, these points off turnovers. Well, then they had 19 second chance points and 12, so they have 31. So the last 2 games, in that intangible column, a lot of people have that hustle board or whatever, points off turnovers, offensive rebounds. They've had 33 and 31 points off those 2 categories the last 2 games. Intangibles, like that play that Cotton made, just ripping it out of her hands. Van Fleet comes up with, he's really good at the ball screen. He comes off, he kept his dribble going, and then re-attacked when our bigs started to go back to the roll man. He did a great job off the ball screen. They defend, they check, they rebound, they're tough. They just got a lot of those intangibles that coaches love.
Coach, the last game ended 57-45 today, 87-4. Do you think it's just a difference in pacing?
No, they were terrific. I mean, they were terrific. They had a big lead, and it was a little bit of fool's gold, down there. I mean, this was, we knew they were offensively had a lot of guys, and I felt at halftime we were down 7. I told our guys, I said, we're within striking distance, and we have a lot better play inside of us. I thought we could play a lot better coming out in the second half, and we just didn't. We didn't play that first 5 minutes. We didn't play much, better to where we could get over that hump and maybe take a lead. And they just came out and you just capitalized. I mean, for instance, the very first play, Baker gets a steal because he just unbelievable effort, denies, he gets that long arm, gets in the passing lane and creates a steal. First play, we have the jump, we have the possession arrow. And he just plays like that. They just, you know, they capitalize. We didn't do a great setup on the entry, and the guy, and Baker shot the gap and gets a steal. Just like that, how they start the second half. And they do stuff like that all the time to you, and they're where you want to be. You know, I love, you know, as hard as it is to play them, I love playing them because I want our guys, this is where you want to be. This is who we're chasing. And if you got any competitive juices in you, you want to know who you're chasing, and that's who everybody's chasing. And they have a high standard of what they do.
Pumped you guys up. How'd you feel about how you guys did?
It was great. You know, probably saw a lot of new faces out there, but it's always great to come in, play in our home gym in front of, you know, a lot of our friends, you know, family members, things like that.
How legitimate do you think that team over there is? I mean, they're unbeaten, and they're probably going to move up to at least number 2 in the country.
Yeah, you know, they're really solid. Obviously, they have a bunch of guys that know their role. They're very disciplined. They defend, rebound, take care of the ball. And that's, you know, usually a recipe for good things.
Joe, what do you think about that team?
They're solid. They're one through 10. No matter who they're bringing in, they know their job. They know their role, like Christian said, and they know a formula for success, obviously, and they do it very well.
I know the focus this week was control the ball, keep your hands on the ball, and rebound. How do you guys feel that you did in those 2 games?
Well, rebounding didn't go so well. They, you know, we got pounded on the glass. I'm not sure how many turnovers we ended up with, but ultimately, if you're going to, you know, beat Wichita State, you have to rebound the ball, and we just didn't do that tonight.
What do you guys take when you're dealing with this, playing against a team like that, and an atmosphere like this? What can you take from this and, you know, move forward in your season?
Well, one of the biggest things that you guys already alluded to is the crowd. You know we got people behind us. We showed flashes of, you know, a fight for moments of time. You know, we'd get it back to a certain point, but I mean, with a team like that, it's hard to get over the hump. But like we said, you know, we're going to break that down and see those moments where when all 5 guys did fight, and we got to make a run out of that towards the end of the year.
I think it's too early to call that,
Yeah.
so we'll see how next month goes or so.